Nowadays, Friezland is considered to be the area around the church, but traditionally Friezland was the area of hillside below Alphen Pike, one of the hills above Dovestones Reservoir. Friezland is a village in the civil parish of Saddleworth in the Metropolitan Borough of Oldham, in Greater Manchester, England. It is situated 4 miles east of the town of Oldham. Friezland is considered to have originated via a small Dutch settlement of persons originating from the Dutch region, the name literally meaning frozen land. Historically a part of the West Riding of Yorkshire, Friezland lies between the village of Grasscroft and nearby town of Mossley. Friezland is situated on the banks of the Huddersfield Narrow Canal, and has a church hall and a primary school. It is also the original home of Friezland Brass Band. The band has now set up a base in neighbouring village Upper Mill, Saddleworth. Friezland Band was formed in 1983 and we have been regularly performing ever since. Although the band has been on previous tours, this is the first one with the resident conductor Max Stannard and the current players. Please enjoy Friezland Goes to the Isle of Man.
Hello Max.
Hello Bill.
This is Max Stannard, the conductor of Friezland Brass Band, and we're going to have a little chat really about your involvement in the band and this historic tour coming up tomorrow.
International tour.
So, Max, okay, this you've been involved with the band for how many years?
Well, on and off since 2016, 17, I think, something like that.
Wow. And you'd say on and off. This isn't. It's not been continuous, has it?
No, I had some time when I went off and conducted other bands, and then during COVID didn't really do any banding and didn't carry on with that much banding after COVID, and took some time away. And then Friezland, through knowing that I wasn't doing anything, offered me the opportunity to come back. So got back into doing it very enthusiastically now, I think, and had quite a successful time of it since when would that have been? Probably about 2020.
Just after COVID, yeah.
2022 probably.
Well, certainly from what I've witnessed, the band responds to you and your conducting style and your personality, I have to say. I mean, do you find it? I mean, Friezland's a very unique band. Would you like to explain in your own words what I mean by that and trying to explain to people?
I think just in its approach and the off-the-wall ideas that the band likes to come up with, that's probably what makes it a little bit more unique than other bands.
So just recapping, I mean, we've had some concert series and you always like a theme.
Yeah.
So just recap over the last, say 18 months, a couple of the themes and what potentially we can look forward to in a contest.
We editing that bit out. Do you want to start again?
No, it's okay. It's real.
We've had a colours themed concert. We've had Breezing Down Borshurst, of Broadway.
I think we had over 10,000 hits. I think on
there's quite a few from that. We've done Cats and Dogs. We've done what's the most recent Borshurst? Well, Bangers at Borshurst with some modern, up-to-date repertoire, and also Red Admiral Entertainment's contest where we had our jungle-themed programme, Getting Lost in the Jungle, allowing us to do some completely new arrangements, including Welcome to the Jungle, which is one of the pieces on our Isle of Man tour.
Right. And then I always think of it as a poor man's Chad Brass, but I think that's not doing it justice. It's different to Chad Brass, really. The standard's obviously different. But
the standard's different, but also I think the wide-ranging repertoire as well. We don't get pinned down, and it's that belief that I like to do of just destroying the programme once we've played it and then getting a new one.
Well, can we just look back really the last say 10 months, and the band's a non-contested band, non-registered band. Chatting to individuals, they're quite against contesting.
Yeah.
But you've had some awards quite recently, is that right?
I mean we've won the most entertaining performance at the Red Admiral Entertainment Contest, and we've entered some march and hymn contests and won the 4th sections there at both Borshurst and the Red Admiral March Contest, plus some good results at Whit Friday.
Fantastic.
Which the band enjoyed and didn't really see as a contest because we were all dressed up as Bisley and Samba performers.
There you go. Well, just finally, I mean, just to touch on to finish off, there's a competition coming again, the Red Admiral contest, and I think you were up in the ante, I think. Would that be fair to say? What's the theme this year?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to reveal any of our theme or programme as yet, Bill, but we'll try and take it one step further than we did last year, and that involves shooting confetti cannons into the audience and trying to bribe the adjudicators with beer. So we've got a bar to raise there, I think.
I like it.
Slightly.
Well, I did touch on Andy and the team, the chairman and the team have pulled together and we've managed this Isle of Man trip. You've used all your contacts you can possibly pull to make this successful. What are you looking forward to sort of over the weekend?
I think it's just spending all the time with the band and the social aspects as well as the concert performances. That's definitely one thing that I'll be looking forward to, and also getting a chance to just showcase to an audience which hasn't experienced Friezland Ban before what Friezland Ban's all about. And
rumour has it you're planning for the next couple of years another tour to a place called Friesland, is that correct?
Well, the Friesland village was founded by Dutch settlers from the region of Friesland in Holland, so it's only right that we go back and show them what was created their name.
It sounds a plan. Thank you very much. Okay, I wish you well, and
Thanks, Phil.
I'll join you and hope we can make it back in one piece.
Thanks very much.
Here we are, the morning of the big trip. The guys are all ready to go. Here they are. Good morning. Excited for today? Morning. Good morning, everybody. Everyone's excited. Gavin excited. Joanne excited.
Yeah.
We're all excited for the big trip, the nice quiet adventure.
Hi, Bill.
Hello everybody. No. Is everybody excited? Let's shout Isle of Man together. 1, 2, 3.
As Friesland start their arduous 9-hour journey, spirits are kept high by our drink secretary, Carl.
This is Carl. He's got a special loosener for us today called Pinkers.
Pinkers, darling. Pinkers is pink gin. One should always have a pink gin before sailing.
Finally, destination, Isle of Man.
Welcome to the Isle of Man.
And what could be better than some well-deserved rest before the hectic concert schedule ahead? Saturday, 2nd August. The first concert is with Manx Youth Brass Band. The Manx Youth Band was founded in 1970 by the late T.J. Jim Crosby. The band has performed with some of the greatest names in the classical music and entertainment worlds, including Roy Castle, Ted Heath, Peter Skellern, the Band of the Scots Guards, the Royal Marines and Royal Artillery, and, in more recent years, the Irish classical soprano Margaret Keys. The Manx Youth Band has also performed for members of the royal family, including Her Majesty the Queen and Duke of Edinburgh, at a private luncheon during their visit to the island in 1989.
Hello Ian, this is Ian Clegg. you want to just explain your association with Manx Youth and your position, okay, with the band?
Well, I'm the musical director of the Manx Youth Band and also Manx Concert Brass, which is part of the same organisation. And I've been officially musical director since 1981.
Oh my goodness! Okay, do you still enjoy it?
Very much so, yes. Yeah.
I could
It's
see
wonderful.
You didn't start conducting then, and we couldn't get you off the stage in the end. Is that right?
Something like that, yes.
So we've just heard the wonderful band, and I was absolutely thrilled with how fantastic the playing was and how young some of the people were. Can you just explain a little about the band? How long it's been going? The younger players, and really 3 questions. What are the hopes of the future?
Right, well, the band started, the Manx National Youth Band started in 1970 and has continued ever since. In 1995, we'd got to the point where there were a number of the older players and players that had left to go to college or university and arrived back on the island who were obviously a bit too old to be youth bands, and so we formed an associate band who's still part of the same organisation called Manx Concert Brass, and the two have 2 different approaches towards what we do. The youth band, of course, is there to encourage, to teach and to train this wonderful gift of music, and especially the organisation that we have in the brass band, which allows opportunity to perform at all levels and to learn, obviously, music to a high standard, and also the other things which seem to be somewhat missing nowadays in certain areas, such as commitment to yourself, to practice, to want to get better, and of course to your colleagues in the band, because an empty chair doesn't make a noise.
Well said. I know, I echo that. That's what I knew. People miss that. Obviously, you must have had some players over the years through the ranks. Can you embarrass a couple of them and just pick out some of the stars that you've had through and you're proud to be associated with that have come through the band?
Well, that's a very tricky question, because we've had 1 or 2, and if I don't mention anyone particularly by name, I'm in trouble. Let's suffice to say we've had a number have gone on to join now His Majesty's, but then Her Majesty's Armed Forces. We've had a number go to Music College, to Salford and to the Royal Northern and qualify, and some are now playing in some of the championship section bands. Our Manx Concert Brass itself actually worked its way up in the northwest area to the championship section, so we do have 1 or 2, if not more, of the present members of Manx Concert Brass who are ex-youth bands, who are, proudly say, they are championship section players.
Final question, and almost it's sort of a sour note for me, and it's an upsetting thing that I've noticed in the youth bands, and particularly around Saddleworth. The feed of young players. So have you got any hopes or fears for the future, really?
I do have fears for the future, because even though we're 80, 90 miles away from Saddleworth across the Irish Sea, we still have the same issues, the same sort of social issues whereby the encouragement, to, as I say before, to practice, to learn, to commit is not there, and it's just not necessarily seen quite as cool to play in the band as it did, say, 20 or 30 years ago. And I've noticed, obviously, the attitude from schools and parents, etc., where they clearly, and rightly so, have to commit to what is the society now in the future. And the view as being a bit anachronistic, and I think that's not true. I know it's not true, and we're trying to change that, but we just don't get the quantity of young people that maybe we got in the past, but we certainly get the quality.
Well, that's fine. Well, I'll finish it there, and I tell you what, I mean, just chatting to you for a few minutes there, listening to the band. The band's in a great position, and you've set up obviously an infrastructure that's everlong, okay, and hopefully those are the building blocks for the future, and let's hope we can encourage schools to fund the music side of things and make brass banding sexy again. Thank you so much.
Thank you, it's been a pleasure.
Onchan is a large village in the parish of Onchan on the Isle of Man. It is at the north end of Douglas Bay. Administratively a district, it has the second largest population of settlements on the island, after Douglas, with which it forms a conurbation. In Manx the name for the village is Cion Drogad, meaning bridge end. The Onchan Silver Band, established in 1937 and now conducted by David Kerran, who in 2022 returned the band to compete in the North West Area contest. Since then they have had very creditable results, including this year where they finished 4th. Onchan is a large village in the parish of Onchan on the Isle of Man. It is at the north end of Douglas Bay. Administratively a district, it has the second largest population of settlements on the island, after Douglas, with which it forms a conurbation. In Manx the name for the village is Cion Drogad, meaning bridge end. The Onchan Silver Band, established in 1937 and now conducted by David Kerran, who in 2022 returned the band to compete in the North West Area contest. Since then they have had very creditable results, including this year where they finished 4th. Finally, both Onchan and Friezland bands play together in a rousing finale, The Lost Chord, conducted by David Caron. Then back to Onchan Silver Band Room, where we were brilliantly looked after, wonderful hospitality, with many new friends made. The party going on until late into the next morning. Now, time for bed, or not.
Bill is boring because he wants to go home before the party is over. reprieve. Don't you go home, Bill Bailey, before it's time to leave. You know you'll fall off a cliff or die by eaten by a cat with no tail. Oh, you might get run over by a night bus or a horse with a tram. So don't go and fall in the sea and then shout down. Oh, Bill Bailey, don't be boring a walk home before it's time to leave the party. Walk with everybody else. We'll probably all run out of booze in about half an hour. So don't go and have a shower before it's the end. Instrumental. You can do your response now if you want.
It's getting late. I'm tired of it all. Onchan Silver Ban is great. We love it all. But the time has come. I'd say adios, au revoir. It's time to say goodnight.
No, it's not, Bill. It's time to go.
Good night, Bill Bailey, I say. Au revoir, adieu, goodbye.
Oh!
Day 3. The last concert is Castletown, in the south of the island. Castletown is the former capital of the Isle of Man and site of the Tynwald, and can trace its roots back to 1090. The town is very beautiful, has narrow streets and small fishing cottages. Castle Rushen was originally built in 1265 for a Norse king, then fortified and added to by successive rulers between the 13th and 16th centuries. The band are a community brass band, providing entertainment at various venues, island-wide. They perform more than 50 engagements each year. The band was formed in 1896. In a grand finale, the bands join forces to celebrate a wonderful day.
premiere, but you get the day after the world premiere, so enjoy.
But right now, he's fun times, wouldn't you?
I don't imagine that they're doing that for us, but yeah.